Welcome to writing. Yep, Mr. McGuire is going to be talking about writing basic sentences. Now, writing basic sentences is what all sentences are based on, obviously. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? A sentence must have, what do you think it must have? It must have a noun plus it must have a verb. Everybody, a sentence
must have a noun plus verb.
Nice work. So, a noun is a thing, or it could be a place, or it could be a person, or it could be an idea. So, could someone say, a person, now this is my famous sentence. I'm going to write my famous sentence here. The boy ran. Question, is that a sentence?
Yes.
Why? Go ahead and just say it out loud, people.
Because it has a noun and a verb.
What is the noun?
Boy.
So underline boy. We're going to underline our nouns from now on. And then on our verb, what's the verb? Ran. We're going to put 4 mountains, and I'll talk about the 4 mountains at another time. Okay? Good enough? All right, let's go back to writing a place, shall we? What could be a place? What could be a place?
The beach.
Okay, the beach. And what verb do we want to use for beach? What verb do we want to use for beach? I like this one myself. The beach sounds calming. What is the verb in this case?
Calming.
Would it be
Sounds.
calming?
Sounds.
Ah, sounds. All right. And what is the noun?
Beach. Beach.
Beach. Is that a place?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a place I like to visit. Don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's go to thing. Now let's make it simple. The dog. What verb could we use?
Barks.
Barks. What's the verb?
Barks.
Barks. I'm going to put 4 mountains under that. And what's the noun?
Dog.
Dog. All right. How about, now this one could be a little tricky. How about an idea? How about an idea as a noun?
A
An
fundraiser?
idea as a noun.
A fundraiser?
Okay. Fundraiser would be an idea. What would be another one? Yes.
The spaceship is fast?
Okay. How about this? The space ship
Is loud? Is cool?
Let's not use the word is.
I mean,
How about
false?
flies? Is that the way I spell flies?
No.
That's what kind of a fly?
Well,
Is that flies? What?
yes.
Or would it be this?
No. I-E-S.
Ah, drop the Y and add an I-E-S. Okay, so the spaceship flies, and that's all we need, right? What's the verb?
Flies.
Flies. And what is the subject?
Spaceship.
Spaceship. I'm going to say spaceship here. It's really ship, but it's okay. Now, do you know that in these sentences, do you know which one is the subject?
The
The subject is always the
noun.
noun.
Oh.
The subject is always a noun. Everybody say that with me.
The
subject is always the noun. So, what's the noun on our first sentence? The boy ran. What's the subject?
Boy.
Boy, because he's doing the action, the running, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the subject for the place? Beach. Because the beach is the one that has the sounds, right?
Yes.
How about the thing? The dog barks. Which one's the subject? Dog, because it's doing the barking. Are you with me? And the idea is the spaceship flies. What is the subject? Spaceship. And you can see that the verbs are things that we can hear, see, and things of that nature, right? Okay? Now, I'm going to want you to do 10 of these sentences tonight on your own. Just look around. So if you look outside and you see a bird, what are you going to write?
The bird flies.
The bird flies. That's not so hard, is it?
No, that's nice.
Okay.
So easy.
So those are our nouns. Let's talk momentarily about, what's this word?
Verbs.
Verbs. What are verbs? They can be a couple of things.
An action.
They can be an action. Now, an action is things that we see or do, right? Okay. So should I put see and do here? Would that be helpful to you to remember?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be happy to do that. These are the things you see or do. Let me ask you a question. What's an action that you can't see, but you do it? You're doing it right now.
Thinking.
Ooh, thinking. Nice. So I'm going to put that down here because a lot of times we don't think of thinking as a verb, do we? But there's something tricky about this. Do you know what it is? See this? What is that?
ING.
It's an ing. So words that you can put an ing on, I'm going to put a dash in front of it saying that there's a word in front of this. Okay? Anything you can put an ing on is a, just say it out loud.
Verb.
Is a verb, right. And do you know it tells us, guess what verbs do? This is crazy, because you probably never thought about this before. It tells us the time
Of when something happens?
of,
Right now.
like that, when the time that something happens. I like that better than what I was going to write.
Can you still tell us what you're going to say?
The time that something happens. Are you with me?
Yes.
If I said the dog is barking, when is the dog barking? Present. Nice. Oop. It's in the present, right? How if I said the dog barked?
Past.
Yeah, that means that it probably happened sometime before I said it, huh?
Yeah.
And the dog will. Ooh, here's our word. That's a clue word.
Will?
Will bark when I go to bed. You know,
They have a neighbor?
what does that mean?
Future.
It is future.
Just revise.
So, as you can see, verbs tell us the time.
that
I'm going to make
something
that
happens.
bigger. Okay? Verbs tell us the time. So that's how we figure out what the time is in a sentence, is by the verb. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, do you think you could write, let's say 10 sentences, but you have to have 2 person sentences, use a name of a person, okay, like Bobby, and use a general term like girl, okay? Does that make sense? How about place? You need to use a name of a place. What would be a name of a place?
Ready?
Ontario, Long Beach, and you need to use a generic place, like the mall. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then for thing, I want you to use, you can use any animal, right? And then I want you to use maybe a name of an animal. Shamu. Jumps. Right? In the water. That's pretty exciting. While I'm writing them. And not, well, maybe not. Anyway, and then the idea, come up with an idea, and then try to give me a name and a one without a name. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand?
Yes.
So they'll give you 8 sentences and then make 2 extras, okay?
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm glad that we've had this basic writing sentences. Do 10 of them for homework. And we'll see you tomorrow. And I love writing.